Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In today's video, I'm going to start with a question. Okay, so I have a question and I'd like to have your views on this. So, do you guys think that AI has exceeded Moore's law? Okay, let me know your views on this because the question I'm asking is very important as well to understand the rapid development that is happening in the AI ecosystem at this moment. Not weeks, not months. Every day we are seeing a new model that has been basically developed and released by the universities, the academia, the organizations, and even the individual researchers and group of researchers there. We have seen development like anything. So when we talk about generative AI in general, we see text generation, audio generation, video generation, and talk about text to image. We saw that started with stable diffusion, then we had mid journey, then DALI coming in, and we have multiple now we have multiple models there, kind of provides you text to image capabilities. And when we talk about video, okay, it's very fascinating to even talk about it because text to image has already created this hype of generative AI. Video is the next thing. With we'll talk about runway gen 2. Currently you would have seen what kind of videos now the people are creating with this kind of generative AI platforms or tool, whatever you call it. And so in this video also we are going to talk about Potat1, a new text to video model that has been released. So I was going through some of the Reddit post and I came across Potat1 the yesterday, and it's again available on model scope as well. Okay, at the base model there. If I show you, okay, the other video that I have created, I think last year, text to video generation using video crafter. So I already have a couple of videos on text to video. Okay, so we are moving one step forward from text to image to text to video, which I believe there's also a future. Okay, because now the companies are also creating commercials, the ads and commercials with these models, whatever models are available. So people are already synthesizing and animating images with EV-Synth, ControlNet, etc. Okay, there are tools available, but just imagine if there are tools that can just create videos from your prompt. Isn't it going to be fascinating, right? So if you more interested on the base model understanding, because I already have a video, and the current model that we're going to talk about, it Potat1, if you see here from Kamandudu, Potat1 that we're going to talk, the base model, if you see, come down and you'll see the base model again on text to video synthesis, model scope, demo, text to video synthesis. So if you come here, okay, on this Hugging Face repository, now you can see text to video files and versions. They have some files. If you want to set it up locally as well, you can see EVAE, auto encoders, variational auto encoder, UNE, tokenizer, all the files are available. And if you can see, talk about community. If you are setting it up locally, you can find it out some of the issues that people are already facing that might help you debug if you are also facing the same issues. Now if you talk about model cards, again guys, based on latent diffusion models, okay, not much difference when add this. If you talk about this open source text to video generation, the underlying concepts remains the same. Okay, and diffusers have really helped this entire ecosystem of text to image and text to video generation. So they have a Discord server. Okay, the link is available on both Hugging Face and GitHub repository. We'll cover that one by one. So if you currently see, I am on their Discord server, and if you come inside announcement, you can find all the latest announcement related to text generation, text to video synthesis, or Potat1, for example, that we are talking. Okay, so this is the Potat1, and Potat2 is in the oven. If you come and see in the below section, you'll see Potat2 is in the oven. It means the next version will also come very soon. Like we have runway gen 1 and runway gen 2 now. So gen 2 is generating better videos, guys. Okay, so you can see demo VLab. If you click, right click and open it in, you can see demo academy, demo VLab again, which is the base model. They've created a base model from there. Okay, so here's the Hugging Face. You can look at let's look at one by one. So there is a Potat1 first open source 1024x576 text to video model. We're talking about the resolution here. It means we will get good resolution here as well with this model that currently we are seeing. Okay, and if you see prototype model trained with Lambda Labs, so they are using this something called Lambda Labs that provides GPU clusters for you. Okay, so it provides affordable GPUs to train your deep learning models or whatever models that you have. So it also helps you to manage your deep learning workflow, guys. It's I have tried it as well for some of my personal deep learning jobs that I have to do it, and you can see launch an NVIDIA H100 GPU right now for just 2.4 odd per hour. Okay, so only around around $3 per hour, you can say it. Okay, limitless access to GPUs for deep learning. So they have used this Lambda Labs, and if you come over here, you can see they're using A100 40 GB of VRAM, whatever you call it. Okay, so 40 GB of RAM, and then we having A100. This is the GPU that they have used to train it. Now they have this 2,197 clips, 68,000 odd tagged frames, to train this model, and training step 10,000. Okay, so pretty decent model. Okay, just by seeing the configuration over here, and if you come here, we go Blip 2. Okay, so this is that's what they have used. Okay, by Salesforce. So Blip is developed by Salesforce. We also have something called Clip that's been developed by OpenAI. Okay, so Blip and Clip, which also helps you reverse engineer, from basically image to prompt as well. I also have a video on how I have used Blip models to achieve that task as well. You can also have a look at on my YouTube channel. So Blip 2 model leverages a large language model. It was introduced in the paper Bootstrapping Language Image Pre-Training with frozen images encoder, whatever. Okay, and there's a model description you can read about. Blip helps you mainly with the image captioning. One of the best model out there for image captioning. We earlier have seen, guys, for image captioning we have seen VIT models, Vision Image Transformers. Okay, so VIT GPT-2 image captioning model, we have seen that's available on Hugging Face. From now, if you are looking at image captioning tasks, you can also look at Blip models to perform those tasks. It works out of the box. It's very good when you talk about the better captions for your images. Okay, so this has been used to train this, and that's how it learns the pattern. You're passing a prompt, generates the video. So that's where Blip helps in the training process, where you have captions, respective images. That's how they train that the model there, with combination of course with diffusers and other architecture over there. And now the next thing, you have fine tuning, which is important. So how they have fine tuned on some already existing model or architecture which is available. So these are the GitHub repository that they have given it over here, and you can see the base model, which I'm very interested in. So the base model you can see by Damo Lab. Okay, model scope, Damo text to video synthesis. If you don't know model scope, let me just show you what I'm talking about here. Model scope is by, if I'm not wrong, it was by Alibaba Cloud, I think in back 2021, and I forgot the exact year, or 2022. So model scope is like where you can, I will not say it's like same like Hugging Face, where you have the open source community, or even now they are also working with organizations. Hugging Face, by the way, they have corporates coming up there utilizing the spaces and all those things. So on model scope as well, you can find more than 200 state-of-the-art AI models. They have data sets, they have documentation, they have space as well. So we have Hugging Face spaces, so they also have space here on model scope. So model scope is a Chinese thing, by the way. Okay, and I have used the same repository in that video that I was showing. If you talk about this Technocrafter video, or video crafter here. Okay, so video crafter text to video generation. So I've also covered model scope in that video as well. So this is some of the information about this Potat1. Okay, so that's on Hugging Face, and they have says please try it. Okay, so if you open this, okay, it takes you to the GitHub repository. Okay, and the GitHub repository is text to video synthesis Colab. Okay, so basically they have given you Colab notebook, so you can try it out. Okay, and that's what we want to do it. Okay, so we'll try that. Okay, and they have Discord server. If you're interested, I will give the link of the Discord server. It's already available on GitHub. You can also have a look. We already have covered Lambda Labs, for example, Blip. Now let's look at the GitHub repository here. They have given you multiple work in progress Colab notebook. So these are work in progress. Okay, as I said, they have multiple things going on. So they have Potat1, they have gyroscope, they have model scope, they have Animov, they have multiple notebooks options. You can explore these notebooks. Okay, they have tutorials also on YouTube tutorials for Potat and gyroscope. Potat1, by the way, the first version of Potat, and the same details, main repo, Apache license 2.0 that they have been given as a license. Just see the quality here, guys. Okay, for this video, 1 second video. Okay, and the other videos are not working. I don't know why, if it's my case. And you can see here the Shutterstock watermark for the base model, like demo VLab model that I have earlier used, or video crafter, for example. This kind of quality that we used to get from base models. Okay, this robot is dancing. I think I have also created the same thumbnail on my other YouTube video, even this one. There is a text to video. There have been other videos that I have. Okay, maybe you can have a look at those videos, guys, as well. You can see this text to video generation using a generative AI model. This video that I'm talking about, you will see the thumbnail. This is the same thumbnail that I have from here. Okay, the robot dancing in Times Square. Okay, now if you come over here on this collab, you have Potat text to video. Let's open that collab over here, and excuse me, I have to open that in collab here. Okay, so if I open that in collab, so what it will do, it will open a notebook, collab notebook. Okay, that has been linked with your Google Drive. Okay, you can see over here, okay, it has been linked with my drive, and when I click on that, it's connecting to a runtime. You need GPU to run this. You can already see that there is CUDA 11.6 version. So if you are setting it up locally, please use this in your requirements txt to run it. Collab has now moved to Python 3.10, okay, if I'm not wrong. So make sure you have Python 3.10 in your local environment, wherever your infrastructure that you have. Then you need this requirements txt. You need torch 1.13, you need torch vision audio, torch text, torch data. You have to clone this repository of text to video fine tuning, and you need Potat and all those things, FFmpeg, for example, to do the video pre-processing, etc. if required. You need diffusers, you need transformers, you need accelerate, to accelerate this process on a CUDA device, for example. Okay, CUDA, or even if you're not on CUDA, you can also look at a parameter, the name xformers. Okay, then you have safe tensors. These are the dependencies that you need. How will you connect to a GPU, guys? So if you see on runtime, you have a restart runtime. Okay, sorry, not restart runtime, change runtime type. So if you click on change runtime type, when you are opening it for the first time, this collab notebook by default will have this backend settings, okay, for you. So you don't have to mess with that. Okay, if you have Collab Pro, maybe you can switch with 800 GPU or whatever GPU that you have available on that Pro version of Collab. Okay, now what I will do here, I'll just run this. So when I run this, it says run anyway. So let's run this, guys. Okay, so now when I run this, it will take little time to install all this thing. So it will install all the required dependencies, clone it, put it in your folder. So what I will do, I'll stop the video here and I will come back once the installations are successfully done. So now you can see the installations are successfully completed. Okay, we have installed everything. Now in the left hand side, if you see, we have text to video fine tuning and we have Potat1. Okay, so in Potat1 we have all the file, the JSON, and we have inference.py in text to video fine tuning, and then we have all these files and folders are already in the left hand side. You can see when we are doing it locally, you can see that locally as well. Okay, maybe that when you clone it, it will be visible. Okay, now if you come down, okay, in this, what is happening here, guys? Let's understand a bit. Okay, you are going inside this text to video fine tuning. Okay, you have a prompt, you have a negative, okay, avoid this thing, okay, copyright, low resolution, etc., watermark. Okay, these are the negative prompt. Okay, I don't need that in that video that we have. Okay, that video that we are going to see, the video that the model will generate. Okay, we do not need this thing. So these are comes on the negative prompt. So when you have used mid journey, for example, you pass hyphen no as a parameter, no as a parameter, or none as a parameter. Okay, and then you say, okay, I don't need this thing in my image that you are generating. So this is the negative prompt that we are also giving. Okay, so then we are passing the prompt and negative, whatever. Then you have number of steps. For how many steps you want to run this. Okay, how many iterations you want to get a better quality. So if you increase it, you might probably get an error called CUDA out of memory, because you have increased the number of steps. On a free Collab version, you will not get those amount of GPU VRAM for you. Google will not give you in free. Okay, So when you increase the number of steps, you will get CUDA out of memory. So for this demo version, you can keep 25. Then you have frames per second. How many frames per second that you need in the video that you are getting. Okay. Then you have number of frames. How many frames you need. So 10 frames, FPS 24, number of steps 25. This all get calculated. You will get hardly 1 or 2 seconds of video. Okay. So that's how we'll do. So and then you have this inference.py file. So what file we are running, guys? So this file we are running, inference.py file. Okay. And then we have, passing us the prompt, negative, the resolution of the video, we have output, we have passing CUDA, we are on CUDA device, we are passing number of steps, all those parameters are going into it. So the arcs that we call it. Okay, so let's run it. So we have waterfall. Okay, let's see if we have the keep this as a default and waterfall and see what kind of videos that we are getting. So let me run this. Now when I run this, what it will do, it will take little time, it will take up to few seconds. So let me do one thing, I will just pause the video and I will resume back once I have the output video with me. So you guys can see, right, we have completed our 25 out of 25 steps, 100% completed. And if I click on this, outputs, you'll see a folder output, you will see your MP4. Let's download that. So once you click on download, it will ask you to download the file. So once we download it, let's keep it on desktop for now. Okay, let's see the quality of video that we have got, guys. So this is what we have got. So you can see the frames there because we have limited frames. Okay, the frames that we have, one or two, around 2 frames. Okay, 1 or 2 frames that we have. But see the resolution, we have no watermark. The negative prompt has helps us, and we have got this. Let me show you the other video that I have generated. One of the video that I have generated here. Okay, I'll come on download. I'll show you. This is the video that I have created. They are dancing or fighting on some plane or somewhere, or inside a train or something. Okay. So this is the video that I have created. So if you see this, okay, here the number of steps 25. If you keep number of steps 25, FPS 24 and number of frames 10, okay, you will get hardly 1 second or 2 seconds of video. Okay, that depends on the number of frames and FPS and steps that you have. Okay, steps is basically for the kind of video quality that you will get. Okay, the more the steps, that will probability that you will get better quality generated video. But the number of frames and FPS are very important. So if you need a video of around, for example, 5+ seconds, you have to increase this parameter values, and that might give you CUDA out of memory error on free. But if you're on Colab Pro, please try it out and let me know as well. Okay, so this is what we generated in this video, guys, with the help of Potat1. If you see this one, at least this is very good. You can combine multiple videos, maybe you can come up with a story. You already have, you have everything now. We already have voice cloning capabilities. Okay, so we can generate custom voices, the voice that you need with the help of Bark or Tortoise TTS. I do have videos on those as well. Now you have a text to video, combine all those together. Okay, create a story, create a commercial, ad, movie, whatever. Okay, you want to do that with your creativeness that you have some crazy ideas, you can do that. So this is what we have created with this. Just you can see on the free Google Colab without putting much efforts here. So, and let me know, guys, I'm very much interested to know if if AI has exceeded Moore's law. I don't know if Moore's law is still applicable when we talk about artificial intelligence. When we used to talk about the size of chips will reduce, going down, it will. You can see the chips of size we earlier had those. Now we are doing neuromorphic computing on those chips that we have, where we have spiking neural networks that might replace, I will not say not replace, of course not going to replace that artificial neural networks, but we have a spiking neural networks, okay, that consumes less power, okay, to compute this weights, graphs, however it works. Okay, the neural networks, when we're talking about it, so the spiking neural networks coming up, we are talking about neuromorphic computing, we are talking about smaller chips. Now the chips like Lohi 2, for example, by Intel, that can help you run your neural networks on that chip. Okay, so let me know, what do you think? How far are we? Okay, we were talking about artificial general intelligence. Do you think that we'll achieve AGI in the next few years? These are some of the questions I also exploring when I'm talking to some of my researchers friends, okay, in the community, also at the workplace. We are discussing with the clients and the CXO, the C-suite we call them. Okay, they have the curiosity there that will we achieve AGI in the next few years? Okay, and how will this AGI work? When we see this, and do you think the GPT-4 will set the door for reaching AGI in the next 4, 5 or plus 10 years. I don't know that. Okay, the coupling of AI technology is so fast. We don't have to wait for 2 years to achieve something. You can get that in, I don't know, for example, 2 months. With Nvidia reaching at 1 trillion of market cap, everything is possible now. It looks like. Okay, so yeah, let me know your views on this. Okay, this also helps me to plan to create videos in future, also in some research work, etc. that I also participate and I do. So uh, that's all for this video, guys. This is what I wanted to do. So I'll give the link of Potat1, Hugging Face, and GitHub repository, and also Model Scope. You might fancy also looking at Model Scope. They have around 200 open source model, for example. And we should value the Chinese research. I don't know if you are familiar with Paddle OCR. Let me just show you a OCR library. And not only OCR library, they have a lot of other things going on. Okay, so they paddle. Okay, so the paddle is the I know GitHub organization who has basically on the organization on GitHub who has paddle OCR. It's by again China. Okay, so it's again by China. Okay, so we have to give them credit. Okay, so you can see it one of the best OCR libraries or model that I have seen. Okay, the model that they use comparatively with EG OCR and other OCR the libraries or models out there, whatever backend model that they use. So maybe you can look at Model Scope along with Hugging Face, and you may find something that help you do your task with more efficiency out there. So that's all for this video, guys. So if you have any views, thoughts, feedbacks on Potat1 and the related text to video generation models based on again diffusers on the other video that I've created, please let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comment box. And if we haven't subscribe the channel yet, do subscribe it. If you like the content, hit the like icon there, and please share the video and channel to your friends and to peer. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.